178.
178.
Fuck, what was I just saying? Oh, yeah, the Rick James documentary.
Yeah, dude.
Check it out. It's on Prime.
I will.
It's really good. It's good, but it's also funny because, it's always funny to think that he's from Buffalo. He is. Rick James is from Buffalo. But, yeah, he has this one dude. That brings me on one part in the documentary. I won't go too much into it, but it's his daughter. It opens up with his daughter going to like a storage place, and it was a bunch of her dad's stuff. She opens it up and she's going through all these old pictures. It's pretty insane. It's like Eddie Murphy and everything from the 80s. But one is, I think it's Rick James sitting at this big round table at some like event, and at the table is OJ and Nicole. And he goes, because he was friends with him, and she goes, oh my God, look at that. That's OJ. That's OJ's wife. Look, my father said a lot of things and did a lot of things, but he always told me this one thing. That motherfucker did it. And then you hear her just go, oh, there's a picture of my mom. It's like right off. It was like, whoa. It was so funny.
If there's one thing that Rick James knows, it's who's the murderer, dude.
And then it's like, you see him start, like, they show him from where he started and going in and just going off on his own, and then he hits with, like, Mary Jane and Super Freak.
Sure.
But he's doing this one interview, and it's so funny because he's dressed with the curls. He's got the shoulder pad, everything. He's like, look, Rick James is just a character I do on stage. That's who I am on stage when I'm performing for the fans. I can't be like that person off stage. That's how I don't act. I wouldn't live. And then just cuts to it's like, singer Rick James in trouble again for beating 3 women after a long night of smoking crack. He's like, I meant the other stuff.
Look, it may have translated.
He meant like the hair.
Bled out.
He's like, I can't wear this hair.
He's like, look at this. He holds it up. He's like Pippi Longstocking. He's like, you see this?
He's got it in the thing.
I can't even do this for real life.
But man, it is. It's good though. It's really good.
Damn, dude.
I like that one.
I think it's funny that he is from Buffalo. It always seems like the hardest dudes ever are from like the weakest fucking places in the world, dude.
A lot of those dudes from that era are from like Ohio and shit.
Yeah, dude. It's like I'm from Cleveland.
Yeah,
you have no idea what it's like.
I think Bootsy Collins is from Annapolis.
Very, very depressing.
Dude,
I'm a fucking crazy person. Where are you from? Hartford, Connecticut.
What I'm pumped for though, and I keep seeing previews for it, which isn't available on Prime, but I think it's only going to be available on Showtime, is the Cosby one.
Oh,
we need to talk about
dude.
Cosby. Which
that's going to be.
I'm very interested to see what happens, but I'm very interested to see if they actually pull the trigger on it, and then they don't just fucking cup his balls. Like they'll go the distance of being like, man, what horrible shit you did, but you can't deny. Yeah, I'm like, fuck it.
Oh no, you can deny. You can totally deny.
It's like, I get it. You grew up with Cosby. You were a kid in the 70s, 80s, whatever, and you watched his concerts. He was huge. No denying that. But it's also a very similar OJ situation where it's like, dude, he was an amazing football player, but once he cuts his wife's head off,
it's kind of like you gotta let it go. But the thing is about OJ didn't murder his wife and was like, I'll make some jokes about it.
Cosby used to murder on stage.
Cosby killed on stage and then raped in the sleeps.
Yeah,
that's how it fucking went, dude.
That's their opposite.
That's how it was. Dude, that's what Cosby said when he got on stage. He's like, that's just a character.
That's what OJ should do. OJ should start doing stand-up as OJ Cosby.
Oh, my God. Orenthal Cosby? That would be funny. That would be fucking
His
good,
tour's
dude.
called Killing It. He's like, it's like a, double thing.
It's double time.
So, yeah, I'm just interested to see how that goes.
I mean, it's going to be pretty... I mean, like
I
I
think
said
lame.
before, is like, when you... It's not... Cosby hid in plain sight. Yeah. He literally talked openly about how he loved Spanish Fly, how it worked for him, how when chicks wouldn't respond to it, he would get a little bit peeved.
He'd call OJ.
And then he'd fucking just be like, hey, it doesn't work on everybody, but I get some. It's like, whoa, this is wild as fuck.
It's kind of like it's like Harvey was, everyone knew about Harvey. He didn't talk about it, obviously, but there was people that were like, yeah, dude, Weinstein's a fucking pig. You know what I mean? Like, everyone was saying it.
I just think it's funny that Cosby was just like, yeah, I'm crazy, but I have good advice. I'm telling everyone to do the things they need to do, but I have a vice. That's Cosby's only vice.
Yeah.
Is fucking chicks while they're asleep.
I mean, that's a pretty big and bad vice.
It's a terrible
That's
vice.
like number one.
But that's the whole thing.
That's
Cosby's
like murder.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, but I got
Pussy.
my one bugaboo. It's just like I fuck.
It's his firstborn's name. Damn it.
Jesus Christ.
You can't lay that up like that.
I mean, you did dunk it, dude. But I'm saying that Cosby literally, it's kind of like even with Jackson. Michael Jackson,
Yeah,
you could
same
say
thing.
you could say anything you want about Michael Jackson. You go through his catalog, it's amazing. Did he drink? No. Did he smoke? No. Did he party? Not that much.
I mean, he'd be out, but he wasn't
But
party.
yeah, he wasn't a party animal. But he did love kids' balls.
I'll tell you this. This has always been a theory of mine with guys like that who didn't drink but had that.
Yeah.
Drugs could have worked for them. They should have done
That's
drugs.
what I mean. It's like some people, when they're like go super straight edge, you're going into like the fucking...
Yeah, dude. Rip a
Dude.
ball, dude. Chill out.
Do an 8-ball and be a regular
Yeah,
person.
there you go. You're a fucking world superstar in the 80s. It's like, do a fucking line and shut your ass.
That's
dude.
the whole thing. It's like, Cosby was offered super hard drugs, and he's like, nah, you know what I'm going to do? I think that girl's a little drowsy over there. That's
I
what
mean, dude, it's got to just be because of the pattern. Like, he did it once or twice. It worked. He's like,
Oh, yeah,
I
dude.
have to stay like that. You know what I mean? Like, he can't fucking break the fucking cipher.
But the thing is, though, Cosby touted himself as that guy. He's like, yeah, I got my cocaine guy. He's a crazy guy. He's like, I got the heroin guy. He's like, I'm the sleeping rapist, dude.
yeah.
That's my
You know,
thing.
everybody's got one.
Like, come on, high five, right? He's like,
It's like
we
the
all got it.
lewds guy, which I can also get.
I can get any. That's the thing too that really blows your mind about it is that these guys could get any drug they wanted. They
Sure.
could get anything they wanted. They just went down a line like, this is my thing. It's
Yeah.
strictly my.
Well, when
thing.
so much stuff is offered too, it's
Yeah.
like you don't grab everything. You find something specific. It's almost too much. Cosby was like, I don't have time to be cooking
Guys.
spoons.
Guys,
I don't have time to be cutting up white rocks.
gross. I'm gonna wait till that chick drinks to a point where she can't keep her eyes open, and then it's my time to shine.
What was he doing? Just dropping pills into the drinks? Like, what was he using?
So Spanish Fly, from what I heard in the beginning, was like it wasn't Rufinol for the most part. It was like a thing that got you like fucked up, but apparently Spanish Fly was like an aphrodisiac.
Yeah, no, I know the myth on it, but
Yeah,
like,
Cosby was using Quaaludes.
oh,
Yeah.
So he was a lewd guy.
yeah, he's a lewd dude.
He was a lewd dude.
Yeah, dude.
He was
He's like,
super-
I'm a lewd dude.
No, I don't use him. I just like him.
That's like him coming. I don't know why I just got a flash of Arnold Schwarzenegger walking out of the gas station in Twins. He's like, born to be wild, or whatever the fuck he's got on his shirt. Remember that? That's Cosby coming out. He's like, I'm a lewd dude. Just a knocked out chick on his bed. It's like, they sold that shirt in the gas station? Where the fuck are we?
It was a Cosby time,
Like
dude.
West Philly, dude.
But yeah, that's crazy that it was Quaaludes. But that was just means he had a lewd guy just for knocking out chicks, which is
Lewds,
also
man. They partied on
crazy as
lewds.
fuck, dude.
You know, I always think like Wolf of Wall Street.
Of course.
Those guys were playing beer pong though, pulling
Yeah,
the
they were
wiener
having
out there
a
and
great
fun.
time.
Why Cosby goes so? Some people just they go dark.
But that's what the crazy thing about this too that I've always been blown away about is that as many drugs as Cosby was offered, as much like material possession Cosby was given, he could have easily just banged chicks with no problem anyway.
Heartbeat.
That's where my
It's
brain.
I think
is
it's
like,
more of a power trip thing.
Yeah, I guess I get that too. But
That or maybe he has a weird looking wiener.
He
or something.
might
He's
have
like,
a
they
weird
cannot be
wiener,
awake to
dude.
see this. I bet you a bunch of times he did it and he was sitting on the end of the bed like, come on, you piece
dude,
of shit.
that's got to be a bummer. Like you waste all your lewds and then you're just like spanking.
What
them.
if somebody was a survivor because he couldn't get his dick hard? They're like, I survived. I'm like, I mean, really, you trying to just waited it out.
He's like, I'll get you.
Give me 2 minutes.
You better
Come on.
watch out.
He's like Wahlberg in the bathroom at Boogie Nights. Like, oh, you motherfucker.
Then Cosby's in front of a mirror like you're a star.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
a
But it's like,
bright-
beep.
dude. If Cosby had the smallest wiener in the,
I bet he does.
That's a fucking bummer, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I also thought was really weird about. Like somebody said that the reason Michael Jackson was fucking around with kids is that his wiener was small.
They did say his wiener was weird.
Like what? Like what do you mean by weird?
Just deformed. I don't know. That one kid said it was like fucking, I don't know. It might have been like, I think the beans are on top of the Frank. I think that kind of a
If
situation.
he had a blobfish wiener, that would be fucking wild, dude.
Yeah, dude. Somebody might have called him out on it. I don't know.
That's got to be a fucking hard. But that's like I'm trying to think of like the worst thing I've had ever said about me, and it would never make me want to fuck a child though.
I mean, do you need something like that?
No, that's
Like,
what I
do
mean.
You
It's
have
like
thoughts or
if
something?
someone was like, "Hey, man, you're dick's weird. And
Yeah.
like Michael Jackson's like, oh my God, I can't show it to women. I guess I got to show it to somebody who doesn't know any better. It's like fucking wild
Nah,
shit.
I mean, I see where you're going with this theory, but really, that's just a sickness with the fucking pederasts.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're fucked. And yeah, they should have weird wieners.
Yeah, I mean, I
course they
figured
have weird
there's
wieners.
no pederast that has a good looking wang.
No, because you out there fucking banging
Yeah,
chicks.
there'd
dude.
be that's what I'm talking about. You'd be more like, oh, my dick isn't that bad. I can
Yeah.
go fucking get these other chicks.
Yeah, I don't know. I was never a fan of Cosby. I've never found him funny once. I'm serious. I've listened to every album he has. I mean, a couple of stories I thought were okay, but I genuinely hate his voice.
But that was like, dude,
So it's tough for me to get past that.
Cosby
which
got
is stupid,
popular
but-
at a time where like stand up was just like, being a raconteur.
But he
It
was
just
clean.
being
He was doing 2 hours of
Exactly.
clean, and he could do so many different audiences. You know what I mean? Like he was like the OJ of stand up.
He was very, very
He
palatable.
could mix with the whites. They didn't say nothing
They loved it.
back then. You know,
And
I
then
just
he-
watched a documentary on fucking Dick Gregory. Fucking
Oh,
nuts, man. Yo, he was a man. Dick Gregory was fucking hilarious.
ruled.
Well, he was an agitator too, but dude, it shows him like in front of like down south, in front of there's like a line of cops. They're guarding something from anything being segregated. And this dude, Dick Gregory's just standing in front of him. He's like, I want you guys dude, he straight up goes Barnes on him. He's like, I want you guys to get a good look at these fucking assholes. And I'm like, whoa. Keep in mind, he's like 55, 56, like in
You
the
just
South.
fucked up
He's
if
like,
you
these
say anything.
uneducated fucking idiots. And he's smoking a cigarette. I was like, Dick Gregory's kind of man. I didn't really know much
Balls the
about him.
size
But
of a
yeah, it's
grapefruit, dude.
really good documentary.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it's crazy. He was with Martin all the time. Marty Luth, dude. Marty Lawrence.
Yeah, I was like,
Martin Lawrence King Jr.
Yeah,
I don't
dude.
remember that one.
Dude, they so crazy, dude.
They got a dream,
It's
dude.
a good movie. Martin and Dick. But not that Martin.
Not that hard, dude.
But yeah, I watched that, and then I watched another documentary on Fat Tuesdays. There's a fucking documentary right now on like the start of like black comedy, and it's called Fat. I was like, what? That's so
Sick.
fat.
PHAT?
Of course,
dude. That
dude.
is fat, dude.
That's just all the fat black comedians. It's like, no, this is Earthquake. Like I lost the weight.
Bruce and Earthquake together.
No, it's about Fat Tuesdays, which was a show out at the store for years. That was it's been going on. It's primarily black dudes, and actually Bob Saget was on it like once, crushed.
killer.
Yeah, but it's pretty good. It's actually really good, and I liked it. That's about it.
2 thumbs up, dude.
It was funny because like they mentioned Mitzi, obviously, and like
Of course they do.
Pauly Shore's out on the stage like, my mom just really liked the show, and then they're like, they switched to one of the comedians that worked the show. They're like, well, they liked it because it kept this place afloat during the fucking 90s.
Of course.
Because no one, and dude, when 92, 93 hit, when the riots started out there,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, yeah, not
gotta
many
fucking-
whites were coming out to a fucking ha-ha hole. You know what I mean? It's
You
like,
gotta
dude,
keep it a little bit.
but no, Fat Tuesday's like, fuck that, dude.
Damn it, dude. It's
Yeah,
fucking
they killed
sick.
it.
I wonder how many fucking times Pauly Shore had to have been like slapped around by other comics. It
By
happened.
other comics?
Yeah.
What do you-
like-
like nowadays?
No.
Or like when he was a kid.
When he was a kid.
They probably busted, dude. Like his mom had like Pryor and fucking
That's
Sam
what I'm
Kinison
talking
and them hanging
about.
out.
There was no way that he was just like, oh, here comes Pauly.
Well, he does talk about how he loved his mom and Richard Pryor. Like had a very close relationship, very close. And he's like, my mom loved it. I was like, dude, there's no way Richard Pryor was like, oh, I can't wait, your kid's here again. Get the fuck out of here, you
Yeah.
little shit. We're doing blow.
That
Go
was
to
probably
school.
like fucking Joe Pesci and Spider from Goodfellas. It was like, get the fuck out of here.
I could see Paulie was very much a spider. I guarantee.
Oh,
it.
without a doubt, dude.
I guarantee fucking, one of those dudes was like, dude, what am I, a fucking Mirage? It's like, if you're going to hang out with us, fucking hear my drink order at least, you little shit.
It's like, why don't you go fuck yourself? It's like, what?
Dude, they would whoop.
Dude.
Richard Pryor would light him on
Beat
fire.
The fuck up.
Dude, that would have been so funny. He was like, yeah, Richard got so coked out one day, he doused himself in gasoline and lit Pauly Shore on fire. I'm like, whoa, I thought that was going to end different.
Shore is a burn victim for the rest of his life. Dude, the crispy weasel forever, dude. That'd be fucking sick.
Chris, that's his comedy
Yeah,
club.
the crispy weasel. He's like,
Yeah, it didn't last long.
that's all he talks, actually. Is
He only
click
had two
noises.
headliners, him and Andy Dick. It was right after In the Army now. They were going to ride that wave into the 2000s.
Dude, you gotta fucking. That's Pauly Shore into the fucking 90s. Like, I wonder how many times he just kept getting movie roles. That blew me away too. It's like I look back in the 90s, how many movies Pauly Shore was in as like a leading man is mind-blowing.
Man, you're using that term loosely.
All
but,
right, leading. Like, he was the star of the fucking movie, dude.
Twink. I always thought he was I was waiting for it. It's
What?
like Pauly Shore, comedian actor, comes out as gay. I'm like, yeah.
First off, everybody was waiting for that.
But then it's like
Encino Man, I thought that was the first time I ever saw a gay person in a movie.
he wore like every one of my aunt's blouses
Yeah,
in the
dude.
90s. It's like, dude, I don't get it. But also, I hate it because then there was like, they did those little like mini docs about MTV when it was starting out. And obviously,
Yeah.
like, Pauly Shore was a big, host on it. Like, Ed Lover and Dr. Dre were talking about when they did Yo MTV Raps. At, like, remember the spring break episodes were like huge for MTV? Ed Lover was like, dude, you'd see Pauly pull up in a limo and watch 5 chicks get out, and half of them were like butt ass naked. And I'm like, God damn it. I was like, maybe he was just like doing makeup with them or something. I just want to think Pauly Shore never got laid. It was all just a mirage. He was really in there like, Bruce called me. And the girls are like, yay.
He's like, you guys got to put on a front.
All right, yo,
Dude,
take
oh,
the
yeah,
tits out.
dude.
And he's like,
Getting a
"Ooey."
chick to come out of a limo buck naked will make anybody believe you. Like, dude, that's like the perfect fucking
Also,
scapegoat.
I mean, I hate to give him credit, but that is a power move. Show up to Yo MTV Raps as the whitest kid going to be there, and you roll out with just 5 dimes, half naked, and he's like, yeah, we doing a rap show? The weasel,
I just
dude.
busted in my pants, buddy.
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ. That's another thing, too, is that I knew a bunch. Did you ever have like kids who like tried to talk like that on purpose?
Like Pauly Shore?
Yeah.
No,
Oh
it was
my
definitely
God, dude.
Austin Powers, Beavis and Butthead.
Austin Powers was,
Horrible.
man,
I hated the movie because of it.
dude, talk about a fucking buzzkill with that shit.
My one buddy, I was at one time, my one buddy, I didn't know the kid. He brought a buddy of his he grew up with. We were from different neighborhoods, but we were hanging out. I was at a bar, probably mid-20s, something like that, and it was like, I think the last one, Gold Member, I think, had just come out.
Okay.
Anyway, dude, this kid's like, we're in like the corner, we just got drinks and shots. We take the shots, and I'll never forget this, because fucking, he's like, my buddy goes, he's like, yo, those 4 chicks are fucking smoking hot. Doesn't that one look familiar? And I'm looking, I was like, it kind of looks like blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, fuck it. Let's go over. And fucking no shit, this kid without hesitation was like, yeah, baby. And I was like, you stay here. I was like, dude, I literally was walking away, I heard it, and I just walked forward like, God damn it.
Dude, I think
Dude, it was. I was like, we lost already.
There is nothing-
They might not even have heard that. I'm gonna walk up and be like,
Wait,
I am
did
a
he say
fucking
yeah,
retard.
baby to you guys or yeah, baby
Like
to
the
them?
situation.
Oh my god!
No, not to them. He just said it like, yeah, but I was like, you don't. I looked at my buddy and I just gave him. I shot him daggers, dude. I was like,
Damn, dude.
dude, this is. We didn't even get a second drink yet.
Yeah.
This is the first.
Those
drink.
pussies sealed up real quick. They knew
My
that.
ass sealed up. I was like, I'm not even
wow.
gay, dude.
Not today, dude.
I was like, dude, this is fucking. I'm going home.
I think-
You just killed the night.
The best thing about Austin Powers shit is like every now and again you'd hear somebody say a line and then totally fuck themselves up. Like when they were drunk or doing something stupid. My buddy Jason's brother Joel was rollerblading once and we built a ramp and he was coming down the
Classic.
street. And before he hit the ramp, he said, "Oh, behave!" But he fucking flipped off of it.
You can't.
And
Life will
and-
not let you do that,
dude.
ever.
And hearing someone say "behave" and then being like,
Oh.
like, dude,
Classic white kid scream.
the best
Just
in the
like,
world.
"Yeah!" It's like not even that bad. You're like, relax, dude.
He was hurt pretty bad though.
I mean, yeah.
He's bleeding. He's bleeding pretty hard.
Why? Who rollerblades and goes off like kicker ramps, homemade kicker ramps?
Anybody in that town, dude.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
what we did. Built ramps.
A lot
out
of
hand.
bladers up there.
Dude, well, what happened was there was the skateboard craze, and then the blade craze came in, and like the
Blade craze.
blade
huh?
craze, dude. Blade craze came
Were
in.
dudes like rollerblading? Like, I mean, like trying not for like hockey, but for like going around your town, like doing tricks. On
Yeah.
ledges
Oh
and
god, yeah,
shit?
dude. But nobody had. Keep in mind, nobody had like inline. Everyone had inline skates, not rollerblades. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody had.
Yeah,
like,
my buddy had like hockey
Yeah.
ones. They look like hockey skates. Obviously, just had wheels instead of blades. Like they're Bowers.
Yeah.
But if you put blades on the bottom, they look exactly like
yeah.
ice hockey.
Nobody had any
The
like
tricksters, like the thing in the middle.
Yeah,
Did they
nobody-
put like? Didn't rollerblades have something in the middle? It was like
They did. They
like
had like a
grind
little
pad.
thing that you could, hit rails and shit. And nobody
Oh,
had those.
shit.
Everybody had just regular rollerblade, like standard, like rollerblade blades. And everybody was like trying to do wild.
That's
ass
them
tricks.
coming at it.
Dude, did you ever see Prayer of the Roller Boys with Corey Haim?
No,
He's in it, dude.
I always refer any rollerblade movie. I refer to that one with Jack Black. Some no-name kid.
Oh, Airborne.
Airborne.
Yeah, dude.
Airborne was classic.
Seth Green, Jack Black.
Yeah, Jack Black. His undies get pulled down. He's wearing a jockstrap with no underwear for some reason. I don't know. That was a weird choice for that director. Because they kept saying something like, he's got shit stains.
Shit stain Blaine, dude.
Yeah, but also it was like, I don't think he's wearing underwear. Why does he have shit stains?
I don't know, dude.
He just crapped his ass. Gross. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in ever, but it was classic.
Either way, yeah, there was a blade craze in Spring City and Roarswood.
Did they have plywood laid around everywhere for
Dude,
them to
we
skate on?
literally, anytime there was an opportunity to build a ramp out of anything,
Yeah.
we also were one of those people like that we thought we could build a half pipe, and we could not.
You just keep trying to bend the wood. Like,
Dude,
come on, here we go. This is all you do.
We had a half pipe that was literally 2 pieces of wood, and then like it looked like just like
just
out
2
of-
ramps.
Dude, meeting
Just
each other,
2
we're like, this is amazing.
They're not even like quarter pipes where it's like curved at the top with coping. It's just launch ramps. They're like, this is a sweet half pipe.
Dude, we found a piece of plywood that was 8 feet long, and we're like, "This
Long
is the
enough.
like this is the beginning of something."
8
And
feet. That's like
Dude,
the middle of any mini ramp.
we literally found like where we would go to the factory behind our house. There was like 2 trees that led into like kind of like a concrete like landing.
Okay.
So we nailed it to the tree, so you would start at the top, and like it
Holy
was just like
Christ.
straight down. But then we were like, "All right, we're gonna add a smaller ramp into the middle."
Dude, people that talk about going back in time, I was like, dude, I would just want to put like fucking GoPro cams on some of the shit you did as a kid, just so we could watch the footage of like, dude, you know what we do? We hang the ramps from these trees; they'll stay.
The
It's like,
confidence that we were just like, we'd be like, so we found this piece of wood. Here's what we're gonna do.
This is an 8-foot straight piece
So
of
we
plywood.
huge piece of. I mean, and it was thick. There was no way this was bending. And the whole thing was we were just like,
Well,
let's,
yeah, but you don't. I'm guessing that you guys didn't have the proper equipment.
no, yeah, we had a steam chamber and
You
everything.
just stolen hammer and like 4 nails.
That's
like, this
dude,
is it.
We thought honestly, we put the one end up against a tree, 2 trees, and then we would nail 2x4s on the side to like support it. But then we'd like pull those back while the edge of the board was up against the concrete, so then it would kind of bend a little bit. So then we'd use the 2x4s.
There's manual labor involved while the skateboarding is happening or rollerblading. That's not a good sign,
Yeah.
dude.
So then we would nail.
You said you had to move it,
What do you mean?
like when the skateboard's on it. I'm so confused on how this.
So say this is the
Show me
tree.
the blueprint.
So this is the tree.
Okay.
These are the 2 trees represent. This is a piece of wood.
Okay.
We leaned it up against the 2 trees, nailed it to the
Okay.
2 trees.
Got it.
To 2 pieces of 2x4 on either side. Pulled that back to try to get it to bend a little
Okay.
bit.
Now I see it. That's
Trying to
not
get
a
it to
bad.
bend a little bit because it was using the the concrete as like it was like taut, so it was not moving so much. And we're like, all right, we got this. Now the other side there was no tree, so what we did is we just took another piece of wood and then put 2 2x4s on the back of that, so it's just like just a fucking wall. So the whole thing was we were trying to figure out.
Dude,
because,
did anybody drop in on it?
of course we did.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I'm sure it was like
Successfully?
one and done.
Absolutely not.
Oh, there was. I figured it would just fall apart the minute somebody tried
No,
to
we
get on.
built like a little ladder to get up, like wood 2x4
Yeah.
ladder to get up, and I remember being like, "This is
This is it.
dude." I just felt like fucking Tony. I was like, "This is amazing."
Were you on a skateboard or a bike? Or
We were on rollerblades.
God, I would have fucking paid everything to see that. Just a bunch of
Dude.
rollerblade kids just falling to flat.
Dude,
getting
we
crushed.
literally, I like jumped down and like tried to do the thing where like you jump into it, and then I like I hit this,
Dude.
and I fucking crushed myself. But the thing that gave me confidence was that I.
There's nothing about this is going to
Dude,
give
the
you.
thing that gave me confidence was that I like rolled a little bit on it.
I
Like,
felt it, man. It was there.
That's exactly what it was in my brain. I was like, dude, we are so close, dude. We are like on the brink. It was like people building a rocket. They're like, yeah, we got off the ground a little bit. This is what we need to do next to get into space.
It's like Mad Mike. He's like,
Dude.
the parachute is connected.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Dude, I remember the amount of times we said to one another, like, we're right there. We're right there, dude.
A bunch
We
of
were
fucking
right
union guys. Like, we're right there. We're going to take a 6-month break. We'll be back.
But the funny thing is, we left it there, and like,
Of course.
it was just there forever. People were like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's our half pipe." They're like, that's not a half pipe, at
Dude,
all.
there should be, number one, dude, it's funny to think about how very, very similar, just coked out ideas and your childhood ideas are very similar, dude. It's like,
Oh
dude,
my
we should
God,
build
man.
a fucking ramp, dude.
Dude,
I got
I mean,
plywood. It's one piece.
that was-
I got a tree. I felt it.
Everything that I did, I wish I had the confidence I had when I was like in elementary school. Everything I did was borderline suicidal, but you just did it anyway because you're like, there's no way this won't work. You
Yeah.
have such confidence in everything you're doing, and when you get a little, dude, an inch equaled 10 miles for me. If anything worked out the slightest bit, I'm like, we are right there, baby.
Dude, there should be a.
All we gotta do is get up on top of this.
You know what you said? You guys just like left it there?
Yeah.
You're like, we're done with this project. There should be, man, if you think about it, how sick would it, like, instead of Jurassic Park, you take the dinosaurs out and it's just a fucking whole bunch of woods that's a museum dedicated to kids' projects left in the woods.
Right now,
I can guarantee you there would be some sweet
Dude.
ads. Like, what was this supposed to be?
Dude.
This was
Oh, like
1985.
ancient ruins?
Johnny Taylor
Dude.
built his first treehouse. It's like,
Treehouse
what?
ruins would be sick, dude.
But even just like, not even just treehouses, like just everybody did something. Like,
Dumb,
you know, you
stupid
fucking
shit.
build something, you leave it in the woods because it's like, fuck it.
yeah,
Nobody
never going
cares.
back to that.
So, man, that's funny though. There could be a fort area. People had
Dude,
sweet ass forts.
There was one thing. I think it's still there. So,
your fort.
yeah, because nobody went back in the like. There was like this
Yeah, that's-
generation
yeah.
gap where nobody was building
Up that
shit.
way, I'm sure there's a lot of areas where, like, sort of wooded
Crazy.
areas where, like, nobody's going into.
Dude, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. I went back to where they had like developed this like sledding hill we used to get like that.
Dude, was that where Brett was on top? It was like, yo, dudes. And he fouls Walsh's boot. I love that story. You've told that on this.
Dude, the fucking
Jeans. Dude, dads and jeans in the snow. Just like,
It's-
we're about to rock and roll, boys. Let's go, dudes.
dude, dad's trying. That's another thing too. Is when when the kid got sprayed in the face. Did I ever tell you about the kid who got sprayed in the face with the industrial adhesive?
Yeah.
So when that happened, all these people came to the woods because they're like, "What the fuck are these kids
Yeah,
doing?" And like all the dads who were impressed with all the crap we had built was like, that was the only
That'd
thing
be my
I ever
dad.
wanted in my life, dude.
My dad, dude, he would be all over it. Dude. He's like, tell you what, that wood is flush. They're nice.
Dude,
Good
there was a
placement."
guy who was just like, "You kids are out of control." He's like, "Is that molding?"
Dude, put the crown molding on.
He's like, "Where'd you get that from?"
He's like, you put the wraparound
Dude,
steps on the tree.
there was
Jesus.
one guy I remember. He was like at the base of one of our tree houses. He was like hitting it. He's like, all right. Like you could see, he was just like, all right.
I mean,
see what
fuck
you
it.
kids did there.
That's good for him, dude. He's got to find the positive in it. It's
I
like,
like-
I mean, yeah, these kids are idiots, but you can't deny this craftsmanship.
I mean,
this kid's got a future.
Don't get me wrong. There were certain things we did that we immediately scrapped. The zip line was one of those fucking things that we scrapped immediately.
How did the zip line get scrapped, but the fucking half pipe goes full on? Wait,
well-
what was the zip line?
Oh, man.
You're like, so we got 100 foot of barbed wire.
No. So I remember I was with my buddy Joe, and we were building, like, we were constantly building. That's the thing about the tree houses. They never stopped. We were just like constantly building on
Did you
shit.
have a friend that had like the dad built one or like?
We had a couple people who had like backyard tree houses, and we were like, they're so fucking good.
They are kind of lame. Like it was
Like,
the one
you
where
can't
it's like
do
a
anything in there.
preset. It's like, yeah, you need like some clanky wood,
No,
way too
it's
high.
not only that. I wanted a place where I was like, I want to go where I can literally say whatever. I don't want like the reason.
like curse shed.
Dude, that's what I had said. The part of the reasons of going to woods when you're in elementary school is saying crazy shit all the time.
yeah.
Finding woods porno, doing whatever the fuck you want. That's the point of going to the woods.
So wait, was the zip line in the woods?
Yeah, at one of the forts. So we were building platforms from one tree to another, and I was like, oh, man.
Goonies kind of ruined everybody's childhood with that shit because it's like, well, first off, I will have oil
dude.
in my shoes soon. It's
I
like,
will. Dude, you saw movies, you're like, that is a fucking
Data
$1
was
billion
or fucking what was his name?
Data.
Data. Fucking everything he had. I was like, I could easily make that. Was
Dude,
that a sardine?
I
can?
remember
Duh.
I found a spring, and I was like, I'm going to put a boxing glove on
Yeah,
this.
of course.
And it is going to be in my... I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah,
I just got to find
You think
the
you're
glove.
gonna have what they had?
Yeah.
Or like you watch like Stand By Me. They had their
Oh my
fucking
God,
treehouse
yeah,
and everything. But really, you just end up like Bran and gets launched off a fucking thing, on a girl's
You have no
bike.
idea what you're doing. Or you start...
You're like, I'm going to ramp this mountain.
Dude, there were so many tree houses that we saw that other kids were building where it was just like one piece of wood up and like another like, yeah, we're not going to get up there.
Yeah.
Like, you guys got to fucking.
You guys
die,
had a
dude.
fucking Lord of the Flies thing going
Dude,
out there.
We were out of control. So like,
So tell me the zip line.
So the zip line was we built 2 platforms. And I was like, we could.
How high you go up?
Oh,
I mean, as high as you could
like
at the time.
20 feet up.
Okay.
Or like up. We had the one treehouse was like 3 stories high, and it
Oh,
was
so
already
it's from the treehouse to
It was like
going down to.
so the tree houses were always elevated. We started out like
that helps. We
always.
had ground tree houses.
So then we just went up, and then we were like, all right, this other tree that's like maybe like 15 feet across, we built like another little like platform for like, you know, a lookout because you
gotta look out.
You gotta look out.
Dude.
You gotta have the lookout towers. You gotta have the garrison.
Lookout is a massive
It is a
component
must.
to. Yeah.
So we were like, let's put a zip line going from this one to the other like lookout tower. And Joe's like, that's awesome. What are we going to do? We were looking for rope, and then I remembered that the one dog we had that we had like gotten rid of, we fucking had one of those, you know, like they look like clotheslines, but there's like a fucking like it's almost like a ball bearing that dog can run back and forth.
Oh yeah, in the backyard.
In the
That's what they tie 'em
backyard,
on.
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like you just and I was like, that was in between 2 of our fucking clotheslines, and that was like easily like 20 feet. Mm-hmm. Went back home in the shed. There it was. I was like, fuck yes.
Well,
dude,
new level.
And I remember being like, I am fucking, dude, I'm killing it right now. Go back to the woods. And like, Joe's up on the other fucking lookout, and I'm at the one, and we're like, throw it
See
across.
anything? It's like,
I was like, are they coming, dude?
Who are you looking for?
Dude, you know, just looking out.
Yeah.
So then anyway, I throw the other end to him, and we're like securing it. And my biggest concern was falling. I was like, I don't.
That's usually the number one thing.
But that's all in your head. It's like I don't want to like get on this thing and then like it breaks. So we were like nailing, like, you know, bending. We were bending
doing it.
We were bending the nails around the fucking like.
Oh,
cord.
yeah.
And we found in the factory that like metal tape. That's like for duct. It's ductwork.
Yeah,
tape,
yeah.
Made of metal, dude. Fucking just going around on that. We went to a fucking hardware store, bought duct tape. We're fucking ducking it, and then I remember I'm standing at the one, and I put the thing around my chest and clip it because it's just like one.
So
of those
this is now the harness that
This is the thing.
what you're.
No
jumping
harness, no holding on. It was like clipped underneath my arms. I'm like, yeah, because I thought it was going to be like it would be.
Why
like,
don't you just hold on to a rope? Just go. What are you clipping under your?
It's the thing that clipped the dog's leash.
I understand
collar.
that,
but I clipped because I wanted my hands free to like if I needed to fucking.
You know, if they were coming, you could have your guns
Yeah,
out.
dude. I was
And
thinking
you could point really. You're
I
like,
needed
there
my,
they are.
Yeah, dude, I needed my Nerf guns or my soup soaks ready to go.
So
I clip it underneath my arms, and I remember standing on the platform like, this will
Ignition.
I was like,
that was junior ignition
dude,
right there.
I was
dude.
like, I'm a genius. Like,
Yeah,
this is
of
totally
course.
going to work. I jump off the fucking thing. Thing goes right up
Oh,
around
of
my
course.
arms, catches my fingers, and goes around my neck, and tightens because it's through the loop on the fucking.
Yes.
Dude, caught my fingers. The only thing keeping me alive is my two fucking
Dude,
fingers.
that's like an action movie, and they know they're behind him. Like, no, you know, the
Dude.
guy comes behind him,
But
and they're like, boop.
So it's catch my fingers, and that's the only thing keeping me alive. But it's also fucking me because I can't get my hands out to unclip.
And you're
it
not
now.
moving
Dude,
forward
so
in any
now
way.
I'm
You're just hanging,
I'm slowly going across the zip line.
but just strangling yourself.
I'm going across like.
Where's your buddy? Is he like, it's working,
Joe
dude?
is down on the ground just looking up at me because we put a mattress on the fucking ground in case I had to fucking.
Classic.
fall. We were thinking. So then I'm going across, and I remember being like, "Oh, fucking thing out of here!" As soon as I hit the mid part, it starts tightening up, and I start picking up speed. And I slam face first into
While you're hanging yourself.
face first into the tree. And I remember hitting it face first. And I remember my nose was cut, and it's starting to bleed.
That's a shock, dude.
And my eyes are welling up. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm 10, and I'm going to die in the woods, and my mom is going to fuck it. Like, she's going to be so mad at me. I was like, motherfuck. And then all I needed was the thing unclipped. That's all I needed. Joe slowly climbs up because he's just like, oh, man. You know when your friend...
Well, he's got to check the schematics. He's like, okay, I think we're there.
Dude,
but-
we are so close.
And you're like, oh, I agree.
So then he comes up and he unclips me, and I collapse on the fucking platform. We're both up there. I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like, we can't do this, dude.
Yeah.
We can't. So we take it down, And I'm like, that was so stupid. But we were so close, dude. What we need to do is just get rope.
I mean, technically, you did zip the line.
I did
dude.
zip.
So that's what's bad for you guys. You're like, okay, here's the thing. I know I almost strangled myself, but I think if we just change
dude, it was honestly what we were looking at. Was like, let's just take this.
Can't
down.
give up on that.
We'll put rope from one side, and then we found Joe's dad. We took one of his belts, and we like looped through the belt loop.
Oh, you went Tango and
And
Cash,
then
dude.
we held
You
on
went
to
Tango and Cash.
Hell yeah, dude! And this is later that week. We were like, we're not giving up on this zip line. This is there. We just don't. Know
You're just
how to
watching Tango and Cash. You're like, see, Stallone puts the belt over as opposed to under.
dude. And I remember when I went home later that day, I didn't notice. I was still in the woods. I was talking to Joe. He's like, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. You have bruises like underneath
Yeah,
your neck.
dude.
And I was like, are they bad? He's like, I can see them from like you're 5 feet away from me, and I can see them. I was like, motherfuck. So now I had to think of a lie to tell Sue when I get back.
Wasn't
to the fucking,
turtleneck season,
dude. Went in the house, walked past her really quick because she was in the kitchen, just like, hey, what's going on, Mom?
You're like, hey, what's for dinner?
Yeah. So anyway, I went a 3-piece suit.
He's coming with a neck brace. You're like, hey, what's going on?
I look like Joel Gertner.
Coming with a cell phone.
I have a bow tie. I'm like, hello, Mom.
Mom, we got Stovers tonight? Yeah, we got.
So anyway,
Gertner.
I'm girded, dude. So I walk in and I like just say hello real quick. Walk past her. Don't think she notices. She's like, oh my God, what happened to your fucking neck? And I was like, oh, this? I was like, well, Joe and I we were like lassoing stuff. And like we were lassoing each other.
Caught my neck.
That dude, I was like, I was running. He threw the rope.
Tail as
caught
old
me.
as time.
Dude. And I was like,
I was running.
He
He gets me. Like,
yeah, dude, I was like, it was so crazy. I remember, and I was like, he pulled, and like it got me, and I fell. I was like, it was really dumb. And she goes, yeah, that was really dumb. Don't do that. Be more careful. And I was like,
that's all moms can do at that age.
dude, I was like, ignition. Like,
Yeah.
I did it.
You walked in, you're like, ignition.
Dude, I walked upstairs. I was like, I'm a genius.
Yeah, duh.
I'm a
This is all I
genius.
got from that sweet ass design.
Dude,
Wow.
yeah, that was we just built shit like that all the time. That just made no sense. The way that we tried to build a hot tub once, fucking awesome. Didn't work out. Did not
Did
work
this
out.
involve like an active fire underneath a giant cauldron that you guys stole from the factory?
Not totally, because we didn't have the fire.
You're like, yeah, the water's nice, boys. You're just boiling yourself.
No, dude. We were so stupid. So we found I don't know what they were. I honestly don't know what they were. Later I was explaining to somebody, they're like, oh, those are, so they're not mud flaps, but you know on the side of tractor trailers you see those things that are underneath the trailer that like are pieces of plastic that go the whole length to divert air.
I can guarantee you one of our listeners will know.
They're like these weird
We got a
things
lot
that
of
hang
truckers.
down. They're not mud flaps. They're on the sides
hang
of the
downs?
trucks. Yeah, the hang
I know what
down.
you mean.
So
I don't know what they're,
we
what they're
found,
actually called.
We
but
found 4 of those. They were huge pieces of rubber, and we were like, you know what? These are probably waterproof. Why don't we build like
A boat.
a structure around it and lay these inside of it,
Right.
and then fill that with water, and then we'll have like a pool. We'll have like a fucking
Sure.
So we did. What we didn't know is that we got in there and it had like stained the water was like gross and oily and greasy.
Yeah, it's
'cause
woods
whatever.
water, dude.
No, it wasn't, because it was whatever's on the flaps. Whatever was on.
Oh,
those,
you used that water?
Yeah. What was that we just used?
Why didn't you just get like buckets? Did
No,
you have like a crick
What
by
I'm
it?
saying is we took buckets of water from a faucet, but we were dumping it into like this shitty thing we built with these dirty
Yeah.
rubber.
Oh, you didn't clean those off?
No,
Of course
no,
not.
no.
Yeah. No.
So we were filling it up, and I remember like we got in, and my buddy,
Ugh!
dude, we're like sitting
Jesus
there in
Christ.
our shorts, just like, yeah, dude, like we did it.
You come up, you have like goat legs.
Dude,
You're like, uh-oh.
It was stained from like,
Oh.
where we were.
Dude.
It's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Did you do it? Were you like, this is not
Dude,
bad.
I had my arms up. I was like, all I need is a fucking sody, and I'm good, dude.
You steal a koozie
Dude,
from
I
your dad. You
remember
got a fucking
I
Hank's
had
root
my
beer.
arms up and I was reading a Penthouse, and I was like, this
I mean,
is
But you can't deny, for about 8 seconds, you were the coolest kid
in the world.
You were picturing more like, dude, by next week, I'll be ziplining into this fucking hot tub.
The amount, dude, you can't be a kid.
Kathy Iron will be naked here, obviously.
You can't be a kid, watch the movie Hook, and be like, I can build all of that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I will build all of that.
I see, that's the difference between you and me. It's like, I never thought, if I saw Hook, I would think that. If I watched Gleaming the Cube, for about 2 summers, I wanted to live in a sewer.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You saw Wabo just living in a sewer.
Oh, my God, dude.
And I was like, wait a minute, that's a thing?
Dude.
I was literally like, yo, pull this cap up. There's probably a little office down there. Because all I wanted to find was they had that circle there that was just going back and forth while Christian Slater's talking to him. And I was holy shit, that would be amazing. When Wabo built him the board, which was made out of metal, which, that makes sense.
That's clean.
He's like, it's just going to go faster, man. He's like, that's what I need. I'm like, no, you don't. That's a death trap. Even I knew, but the board looked sick.
It did, dude.
It looked good, so.
But living in a sewer was also another thing. Like, I saw, Ninja Turtles 2, when they find the new fucking thing with the abandoned subway station, dude.
Sure.
The moment they started construction on newer houses and they were putting in those big concrete, things for, the water, I was like, that's our new fucking fort, dude.
See, you didn't have the experience of the trains as a kid. So,
absolutely
I remember being, 14 and taking the train down and being like, nah, I'm good with the sewers, dude. 'Cause those people live there. And when I say those people, I mean disgusting bum drug addicts.
There was a couple people who lived down by the river who, honestly, they built their own
those are
houses.
pederasts, dude.
And we were like, this is the coolest.
Those are guys writing long manuscripts on what the world should be.
Oh, my God. There was a couple dudes down there that you
couple
knew.
Unabommies.
There was one guy who had, a fucking M16. And I remember seeing that as a kid, being like, this guy.
We got to get to his fort level.
Living the dream that we want, dude.
That'd be so funny if you guys got kidnapped because you were just asking tips on hot tubs to that guy. Like, when you're building your tub, let me ask you something. Did you run into this issue? Also, I almost hung myself from my zip line.
I'm kicking the side of it. It's like, what is that, 300 liter? So here's the thing, man.
Because it's just different fees. Like, what's that, a VW windshield? It's good. We got a Buick.
Oh, dude, just finding car parts and being like, this will be a part of
How many car parts are you buying?
Dude, in the woods, just abandoned cars, everywhere in this fucking wood, man.
It's funny to think, but up your way, that's probably a lot of fallout from the city. People like, dude, I got this city, Spring City.
Oh, my God, yeah, dude.
Dude, it's like Lord of War. Just land in a car. It's just the kids taking it apart immediately, like the plane.
Dude, there was a fucking... I remember the one time... I thought we were going to be in big trouble. But nobody said anything. And months later, after it had happened, we were like, nobody cared that we did it. There was a fucking truck that had the back, the bed of the truck was filled with scrap iron and scrap metal and shit. And we were like, this is clearly somebody's. And then one day my buddy Jason threw a cinder block through the driver's side window. Went through it. And then nothing.
Where are you at in Watts in the 90s?
Dude, nothing happened. Nothing happened.
This block.
Dude, we were just like, fuck it.
I'm thinking windshield.
So he threw it through. Nothing happened. Days go by. Nothing happened. And then we're like, let's see if we can fuck this car up some more. What else are we doing? So we got in through where Jason broke in. And then he fucking, it was a stick shift. And he put it in, neutral. Just started pulling on it and got it to fucking thing down. And we were pushing it from the front, and then it went down this hill and flew down this hill and flipped and fucking crashed. And we were like, we are in trouble, dude.
We
are in fucking trouble.
So you just took some guy's car, you smash a window.
But it had been there for months.
Those cars always sit there for months.
And then after that happened, nothing ever arose. No one ever was like, who pushed this down the fucking hill? Who did?
I could reference literally so many movies. That's like Sleepers, dude. When they stole the hot dogs, you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly what it was.
Just picture you guys at the top of the hill.
Dude, when
some poor Italian man walks
When it started going, we were just like,
you can't do much. That guy was going to put his kid through community college with that fucking pull.
All the shit flew every which way.
It was probably stolen, so he had to probably let it sit for a minute.
Dude.
The scrap metal.
And it stayed there. It stayed there for fucking months, and nothing ever happened. And then when they started developing that area, building, sewer shit for the new houses, they just came and picked it up, cleaned it up. Nothing fucking happened.
I wonder do you have friends that you grew up with in your area that still live up there, have families?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, let me ask. What I'm asking is, do their kids still? Is that still an option for them?
What, go to the woods?
Because I know it's still like obviously a pretty heavily wooded area.
The funny thing is that I remember when
Kids really don't go outside anymore.
that's
but
what it is.
that's
My
nuts.
nephew, when he was growing up, I remember I was like, man, it's going to be great that he's going to go and like build forts and shit.
You're going to be helping them.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'll be like, yeah, we'll steal a six pack at one point.
You
in
still
time.
hang yourself again. You're like, God, well, strike two. That's what was wrong the last time.
I'm standing at the edge of the tree where I almost died. I'm like, and that's where you're going to die. Get up there, buddy. But no, the kids don't go into the woods to build. I don't know any kids that build tree houses anymore.
Or just go outside.
Or just go out. Yeah, dude, he grew up when it was just like all digital shit. I remember the time when he was action figure age.
Okay.
I bought him a bunch of action figures. Never played with them because all he had was like the new like.
You sold them on eBay.
Dude, I was fucking bummed out. I was like, "You're not gonna play with these fucking dudes."
Then you see how much he made. You're like, God damn it, dude! What the fuck?
I fucked up.
Can I get in on that? What is this? What do you log on to America Online?
I did not know that Green Goblin was going to get that much, dude.
Dude, it's kind of crazy with that stuff though because kids do build tree houses, but they're like featured on Instagram and they have electricity running through them, and
man.
Oh
man, see, we also tried to get electricity into.
I'd love to hear this fucking plan. What did you do?
Didn't work. We found again. We found like a roll of like it wasn't an extension cord, but it was like black. It must have been like telephone wire. But we found a huge like spindle of wire, and we're like, this is part of a component, and we can use this. So I remember we put it at the base of our fort.
This is part of a component.
I was like, we can use this to do this, and then we found there was like a one of those green boxes sticking out of where the electrical shit is. But there was one single one that was just like sticking out at the top of the hill where we pushed that car down. And I was like, if this is long enough to get to that, we can probably break that open. And then when we break that open, we can like almost like jumper cable it into that.
So your plan is to open up this. Okay, so whatever it was.
Yeah. Open that up.
Just take random wire you found
splice the wire, and then we'll have a live wire at the bottom. And the problem was I knew electricity is going to come out of that box.
Your poor mother, dude. Good God. Like, I did some dumb shit, but you're out there splicing wires.
Dude, we were trying to
find electricity.
Trying to.
Okay, so
anyway, we were like, so we didn't get that far because we went up to the box and we were trying to open it.
You're just like, come on.
Well, no, we tried like thinking there was like a panel to open it, like a fucking hinge. No hinge. It's just like a straight cylindrical thing. We're like, fuck. And then we saw at the top there was like a little cap on top, and I was like, all right, we got to get that fucking cap off. That's where the goods are. So we were like hammering upwards, but we were just putting dents in it. And then we were like, well, we got to use a bat. Because a bat we'll be able to swing it more. And then we were like, I was like, all right, bat's not working.
I'm thinking bat. Guys, you have a bat in your tool belt. You're like, let me try the Louisville.
No, we had to use an aluminum bat, dude.
Oh, of course.
Wooden bat would just splinter. We're like, what, he's dumb? So then
I remember, an electrical thing. Get the aluminum bat.
I remember this kid Tanner.
Oh, that kid's dead.
His dad had like a shed near the hill that we were at. And I was like, doesn't your dad, I saw your dad having he has a sledgehammer. Let's get that. And then but it was like a 50-pound sledge. And we're like trying to just swing it. So we're all like going like 1, 2, and we're hitting it. And we just put a huge dent in this fucking thing. We can't get this thing open. So at this point, we're just vandalizing property.
Yeah, you're just beating up.
Yeah. And then eventually, I remember we put a screwdriver underneath the lip. We got it bent to enough where you could get
wedge it up.
We got it up there. So we were using the baseball bat to hit the screwdriver into the thing. And then eventually we put a hole in it, and then we could pry a hole into where it was, and we saw a bunch of wires in there.
Yeah, of course.
And we had cut during the whole fucking thing with the screwdriver. We had put a split in whatever,
blacked out Spring City,
in whatever it was, and that did get brought up. We're like, what if this is a thing that connects everything? We're like, well, I don't know if that's possible. And then we were like, all right.
As you stand there hammering a nail
So
into
then-
a random
So
metal
then
tube.
we took the edge of the wires that we found, and we had like sawed like the rubber that was around it. So then there was just exposed whatever the fuck the innards of those wires were, and we started feeding it into the thing. We're like, this is almost
Holy
where we
shit.
need to be.
So you're just like, come on, we need more, boys.
Dude, I was just throwing it in.
That's what happened.
So then we
the power went on.
we push it all the way down there. We're like, all right, this is good for here. We need to figure out if it's conducting any, like if it's live
Sure.
down there. So we were all afraid to touch it.
Yeah.
We were all like,
What'd you throw at it?
So what we did is, again, because all we had to go on was Jurassic Park, and we're just like, the stick isn't going to work because like sticks don't conduct electricity. It's like clearly. So we were throwing like change at it.
Yep.
We're like, metal on metal will like spark, and then like waited, and they're like, all right, clearly this metal isn't working. So we found a piece of like sheet metal that was part of ductwork from the factory. We were like frisbeeing it.
Oh my God.
Nothing was happening. It ended up nothing was going on. But.
So you're saying your plan didn't work for the electricity to carry through this tube?
No.
You rammed down.
No,
That's crazy.
not at all.
I'm pretty sure that sounded like something that happened during the fucking
So then
the
we
Surge Wars.
So then what we did is we were so worried
I
that
feel like you. I was gonna say it's like, dude, I feel like Thomas has definitely tried that at one
he
point.
definitely did. That was definitely during the current wars, dude. He fucking did
current
it.
wars,
the current
yeah.
wars, dude. But I remember we were so worried that we were going to get found out, so we took the whole coil out and buried it. Because we were like, because it was clearly just like, where is this going to? It's like, oh, that kid's fort over there. We're just like, God damn.
They'll never find
Yeah,
us.
but we got to bury this cable because this is a dumb thing.
So that was like your first.
That was the
body.
first. That was the first try to get electricity in there. The second attempt, we found an outlet, like an actual like plug
Where?
on the side of that factory,
Oh.
like on the side
Yeah.
that nobody.
Damn,
like-
you're treating this factory like a fucking
Dude,
buffalo, like Native Americans.
The
You're getting
factory
everything out of
was
it.
where we got everything.
Yeah.
We stole everything from this abandoned fucking semi-used factory. So we found a plug on the outside, and somebody plugged in a radio, and it did work. We're like, oh fuck yeah! I was like, power source, fuck yeah! So we went and we got an extension cord. And then we were like, all right, how long does this go? And we buried the extension cord like with a bunch of like rubble and shit and trash. And then we went and then it was like on the lookout for extension cords anywhere we could find.
Sure.
them. So any trash night, we were like, yo, if you are walking by and you see somebody throwing out shit from the garage, you look and you find extension cords.
Yeah.
So we finally got 3 that were like, I mean, with
Long
them all
enough.
together, it was like maybe 200 feet long.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was pretty long.
So, all right,
but it wasn't
so-
long enough to get to our fort. We're like, all right,
So did you move the fort?
yep. We're like,
Exactly.
we're building another fort right here. This is new digs. But it sucked because it was way more exposed. So the whole thing was
People could see you.
People can see us. So like, what are we gonna do? And like, we dig. We dig.
We go underground, dude.
That's exactly what the whole point was, dude. We're like, we will go under the tree line because it was on the
we
side
will
of
live
the hill.
under the trees.
I was
dude.
like, they will not know how deep this goes.
guys, we're looking at the wrong direction. We're looking forward. We need to be looking.
Dude,
down.
I was like, we need a tunnel. And people were like, how are we going to do that? I'm like,
tunnels were sick for kids.
Dude,
Anything tunnel
tunnels were the
underground,
sickest shit.
yeah, that's a fucking sick move.
but the whole thing is, anytime we started digging, we would get to like our thighs and like, man, we're not deep enough. I don't know how long I could
also,
dig.
what were you digging with? Like fucking lacrosse sticks?
Oh
and
no,
hockey sticks?
we went like I would go back to the shed in my backyard and just take
Take a shovel.
regular shovel, and like people were like, "Yo, if you were digging today, today's dig day. don't not bring a
It's
shovel."
crazy
dude.
that you could get a group of your friends and be like, yo, we're basically digging ditches all day, which most people would kill themselves to do as
We
far
were
as a
digging-
job.
we were
But kids
digging-
are like, yes, dude, I'm so pumped for a dig day.
Because the payoff was we're gonna have a place where we can do whatever the fuck we want. It
I mean,
wasn't
that's
like-
the ultimate goal in any of these
Exactly.
moves, is that it gives you one step closer to being on, like doing shit on your own that your parents don't know about.
Oh, of course.
That's
dude.
what the
That's
ultimate hang
the
is.
major thing was. And we were like,
So did you get the?
So we dug. What we did is we dug the side of this this hill out,
Yeah.
but not very well. And then we're like, all right.
We got dynamite.
No, what we're going to do is we're going to dig as far as we can into this, and then we're going to drive 2x4s into the side of the dirt, and then we're going to build with them coming out and almost like make it like...
Which is actually a pretty solid idea because
Yeah. And
that's
then
like
it's
building
gonna-
the trenches.
Exactly. We're going to dig it into the side. The 2x4s are going to come out towards us, and then we're going to put two more 2x4s on the other side, have it come down.
How long did you gave up on this whole thing?
We didn't.
Oh.
So we kept building on that, but the whole thing was like, we're going to camouflage it with trash.
Obviously.
We're going to just...
That is
put-
Spring City camo, dude.
Dude.
It's fucking old Acme bags.
Dude, we fucking...
2
we're like-
liters.
We're like, all right, next trash day, be on the lookout for crap.
Cops are like
dude.
looking through. It's like I don't see anything.
Dude, we were planning so many fucking...
So what was the end story?
Oh, the end story is so the only thing we ever used was that radio in there.
In the factory?
No,
Why did you just make the factory your fort?
Oh, because every now and again there was a company that occupied it.
See, that's the cool part of it, though.
That was the craziest. Well, I mean, we would go in there where people were working. I remember the time we were stealing fucking shit. There was a guy like, "What are you kids doing?" And we're like, "We're not in what?" We just fucking ran out. We're like, "We're really sorry." We're like, "Don't tell our moms." He's like, "Just get out."
Did the
of here."
cops ever show up?
to the woods? No.
That's crazy.
They never did. The only time the cops ever showed up to the woods is when somebody lit it on fire, and nobody knew who it was.
Was it you guys?
Was not me.
Which is oddly enough, with
Was
everything
not-
you're dragging down there
was
and
not-
camouflaging, didn't
was
light
not
it on
me.
fire. You guys are hammering electrical outlets.
I mean, there's a lot of things where I look back on it like, how the fuck we did not ever explode.
dude. Speaking of cops, because we gotta get out of here on this. But fucking dude, it sucks because remember I told you like we were talking about dumb shit in front of cops, and I told you I have the dude, he won't let me tell it.
Oh, what? Why?
He's like, I don't want. He's never let me tell it. You guys, no one's heard it. It's only me and like 3 other dudes that know this story, and it's never been talked about. And I told him, I was like, dude, how much you need? Because I need to tell this story. He was like, I just don't want it out there, dude. Fucking. Also, it was like fucking 20 years ago. I go, that's every best story's 20 fucking years ago, dude.
What
What are
I
you
don't
talking
understand
about?
is, one, you're not going to say his name. 2, nobody knows. The only people who know who it is you.
The problem is it
And
did
him.
hit most of the Philly papers, so anyone has to do is Google this act, and they'll find it. It's not hard. But you can tell him that he's definitely watching. I know that. He watches that
man.
every week. Dude, he's going to be like, why do you keep bringing it up, dude?
Dude.
I'm going to harp him.
Guy watching. Stop
That's
being
actually his name.
Guy
Guy?
watching?
Guy, baby.
Guy, love you. Come on now. Grow up.
It's insane. But I hate to bring that up, too, but it's like also I want to keep harping on this dude. You know what I mean?
it's...
I'm going to tell the story.
So wait, and the guy has, I can only assume, a wife and kids and a family.
You got a wife. He's got 3 kids and a bunch of friends that don't give a shit about this story. But for some reason, he thinks it'll be his downfall. I was like, is that it? Is that your cancel moment, dude? From some dumb shit you did fucking 17 years ago? It's like, dude, I'm going to get it out for him. So don't. I might just go fucking renegade. I might just go nuts.
I mean, what I'm saying is,
Don't harp on it.
I'm not. I just.
That's what we're going to keep doing. We're going to keep planting these seeds in every episode until he gives up. That tree's going to be big enough, you'll
Dude,
hang yourself from
I was
it.
going to say, zip it, boy.
Yeah. If he lets us tell his story, promise you'll go down to his house, you'll build his kids.
I will build a fucking fort for these kids.
His kids are Ford age.
If they're Ford age,
5, 8, and like 11.
8 and 11 is Ford. 5 is fucking.
I don't know. You always
that's
said that
pretty
junior
young.
kid.
Oh yeah, we did. We did have
Make him go get snacks.
A younger kid who was
go get some from your mom's fridge, dude.
Dude, I'll tell you what. The day we watched Faces of Death
Oh yeah.
was this was the craziest thing I remember being like, I can't believe the dude at West Coast. I guess I can believe it. Dude, at West Coast Video, we went and we rented, I think, some Friday the 13th, some fucking Nightmare on Elm Street, and Faces of Death, because it was in the horror section, not in the adult section. And it was me. I think at the time I was maybe 9. Kyle was 8. This kid, Chris, who was the oldest, he was 12. And the youngest one with us was a kid named BJ, and he was 6 years old. and we rented Faces.
The guy was like, "What is this, Volume 1? You need 2, boys."
He was just like, Faces of Death, and he was like looking at it. He's like, it's back on Tuesday.
He didn't care. He was selling weed out the back,
Dude, and
West Coast videos were the fucking best.
They
dude.
were the best.
They were the best snacks. There's the same. You get them anywhere else,
West
but
Coast Video
they hit different.
Was great. I think the only
Horrible selection.
The only other place that was great with like not giving a fuck was Video Update.
I didn't have Video
Oh
Update.
my God.
What's Video Update?
Video Update was also an independently run video store that
Yeah, then why?
Dude, nobody gave a fuck.
So all our listeners in Kansas, you guys know about Video Update?
I mean, there were certain things like video.
People had a Video Update.
Yeah.
It just called something else.
It was just something else. But like West Coast Video, I didn't know how big of an extent that had. I didn't know other people knew about West Coast Video.
Like, do people in like California know about West Coast?
I was like,
Video?
you know what's going over here, dude? What's your West Coast Video like?
They're like, you mean East Coast Video?
Like what?
Oh, that's good.
God damn, dude.
Well, this is a good trip into your brain and where you came from again, because that's fun. Honestly,
I don't understand how. I'm trying to imagine you as a kid. You weren't a Treehouse kid?
no.
That's a bummer, dude.
I mean, this one dude I knew had a treehouse, but it was like, his dad and uncles built it, and it was. I remember going into it. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, that's not. Cool.
This sucks.
That's not cool.
It was. We tied my one friend Steve up and put him in there for like 3 hours though. It's because we were bored one day. That's what you do.
So
Also-
I'm
also with a
I'm the retard. He's like, you stupid. It's like, we fucking assaulted some kid.
Yeah, he had it coming. He was fucking. He was a slow kid with Ding Dong Dash. It's like, dude, you gotta come on.
So
baby.
you tied him up?
Yeah, that's the penance, dude. You get tied up. Think about it. Practice when we're not here. Do some laps. Sprint. It's his problem. He could go distance, but I was like, I'm not looking for distance runners here, pal. I need off the fucking gates, off the blocks, quick. That's
We need Flojos out there, dude.
There's never a good cross country fucking runner to do Ding Dong Dash, dude. You need people.
You need somebody
You
who's
need Bolt,
fucking
dude.
go,
You need
dude.
Usain. That's what me. I was
great.
me every house
I get
running
it.
with the Jamaican flag at the end.
You were the Jamaican flag kid?
Yeah, he got us caught one time.
Oh,
so
see, that's a bummer, yeah.
yeah,
You
we
gotta
duct
fucking-
taped and killed
I was gonna say-
him.
No, that's a soap party, dude. You put soap in a sock, you beat them.
Jesus Christ.
What, dude?
Yeah.
Full Metal Jacket style.
You're like, you saw that in the movie and you did that. You're like, we should beat each other.
Dude, I was
Soap
like,
wars.
that's fucking wild, dude.
Dude. All right, that's good, all right?
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Later.